Closed doors, I'm a fool for your love.
Hey everybody, it's Zach, aka Zach's Reviews. We are back again with another video, and guys, it's Mortal Kombat Day. I'm super excited, at least for me, and my sister and little brother, and my older brother, it's Mortal Kombat Day. We actually decided to wait to watch it, even though we have HBO Max, we decided to wait to watch it on Saturday because we actually rented out a theater, and I'm super excited that we rented out a theater. It's going to be awesome that we did this. My sister's the GOAT for that because, she said the only way I'm going to go see this movie in theaters is if we rent it out because, it makes her feel safe. Even though, she got her shot, I got my shot, my little brother got his shot, and my older brother got his shot. She still wanted to rent out the theater, also because, it means a lot to them, Mortal Kombat, because that's the stuff they grew up on, the games and the original movie. So they wanted to be have a theater where it's just for us and we get to, just be crazy, be loud, and, have a great time. So I'm excited to get back to the theater and, have a theater to ourselves. So I'm going to be doing a vlog / review today. So this is the beginning of this. I'm actually, it's 10:12 right now. I'm getting dressed right now. I'm actually about to take a shower. And then, I'll probably put all this together, edit it all together. But, this is the start of the day. I'm curious to know if you guys saw the movie already, and I'm curious to know what you guys thought about the movie, and I'll be giving my initial thoughts after, we leave the theater. Probably, me and my little brother and my sister will probably all talk together in the car after we're done. But I will be putting home with, you'll come with me, going to the theater and, leaving the theater. And, I just thought it'd be a cool, fun vlog, and you guys get to see a little bit what I do today. But yeah, I'm about to take a shower, so I'll see you guys in seconds. So, bye. Hey everybody, we're back. Like I said I would be. Me and my sister just drove up to the house. This is the house, by the way. You guys, of course, seen the living room. We did my legacy vlog in there, if you guys watched that video. Or not legacy vlog, but my legacy review. We did it one time in the living room. It's the living room. Of course, that's, the front door, the dining room. And that's is what I'm going to show you so far because, the house is, I would say it's messy, but, you guys might not think it's messy, but I think it's messy because I have a little bit of OCD when it comes to cleaning and stuff. But my sister's right here, Annie. Hi. You guys, of course, have seen her on my videos before, whether it be Legacies or whether it be Riverdale. So, she's just wanted to say hi a little bit. My mom and my little brother, Mason, that's 2 years old, and I don't know what that was.
Our dad's cleaning upstairs.
My dad's cleaning upstairs. I think he might have dropped something, but literally my mom and my little brother Mason, that's 2 years old, I've mentioned before on the channel. He is actually with my mom now, and my little sister Delaney. They actually, I guess she went to go get blood work done, but as of right now, I'm just waiting here, waiting for my sister to get done walking the dogs, my sister Bethany and Nick, because we have to either pick up my brother Jonathan to take him to go to the movies, or what's happening is that I think either where he's going to meet up with us there at the movies, and also my sister's friend is meeting us there at the theater as well. So because we rented out a theater, as you guys know in the beginning of the video. But yeah, I'm just chilling in the house right now, waiting for them to get back. And I'm just talking to Annie right now, and my dad's upstairs. And also, I think the only one is Mia here?
Yeah, Mia and Mark are both.
Okay, so yeah, the twins are here, Mark and Mia. You guys have never met them before, but actually, I'll get you guys say hi real quick. And Sammy, I have a huge family. There's 10 kids that live in the house?
8.
8 kids that live in the house. We have a big house, but Mark, say hi.
Hi.
It's my little brother Mark. Sam, you want to say hi on the channel? No? I guess Sammy doesn't want to say hi on the channel.
Mia's probably in her room.
Mia's upstairs. She probably wants to be left alone because she likes to play games and stuff and chill out in her room. But we are just going to go outside, sit on the porch until my sister and my brother get back, which you guys have definitely You've heard my sister Bethany on the channel, of course, because she's the one that usually comments on the channel. And also, she's the one I watch The Flash with, and she's the one I watch Marvel movies with and shows and everything. So they're actually walking the dogs right now, so I'm just chilling right here. And yeah, and I'm excited for really excited for Mortal Kombat. I'm super excited. I think it's going to be really, really good. A lot of people are talking trash on Cole Young. I think Cole Young's going to be a badass in this movie. Louis Tan is his name, that plays Cole Young. He's a beast. I watched Wu Assassin on Netflix. Go check it out. It's actually a good show. The fighting is phenomenal. And I'm just happy that Louis Tan got this role. He was actually runner-up, for people that don't know, for Shang-Chi. He was actually runner-up, but he didn't get it. It went to I forget his name right now. Simu Liu. It went to him. So it went to Simu. So yeah, but I'm really happy that Simu got Shang-Chi, and I'm really happy that Louis got Cole Young in Mortal Kombat. And I mean, I just don't understand it. A lot of people haven't seen this movie yet, and they're trashing on Cole Young. There's no reason to trash on Cole Young. You haven't even seen the movie yet to see if he's even a bad character or not. I mean, I'll tell you guys what's up, because I always tell you guys if something's trash or not. But, I think he's going to be a cool character. And, it makes sense why he is the main character in this story. This movie, is made to, appeal to people that have been fans of Mortal Kombat, to also bring new people wanting to go, and bringing also new fans into Mortal Kombat, which makes sense. You would want to bring in a new character that, so people don't feel like they have to go back and look at the lore, or, look at the lore of the character. They could just go in fresh, like everybody else is, that people expect to go into this, on a journey with a new character that we've never heard before, never seen before. There could be no spoilers for that character. So I'm happy that they're doing this, and it makes sense. So when people are flipping out because there's no Johnny Cage, I'm like, dude, I don't care about Johnny Cage. Literally, we'll see him at some point. It's already confirmed that, there's probably going to be different, sequels to this, and prequels and a whole bunch of stuff. So I don't know, he's gonna come at some point. It doesn't mean you gotta tear down a new character like Cole Young just because you're angry because Johnny Cage isn't in it. I think that's stupid. But I'm gonna start the video back up again in a second, because I'm just talking to really. Actually, my sister's back and my little brother are back now. So I'll start the video back up again when we get back in the car. But I'm gonna end it right here. I'll see you guys in a second. Peace. Guys, we're here in the theater here with my bro Nick. You guys have seen guest star on the channel, Mortal Kombat poster. We're going to the rented out theater that we have. We're in theater 9. I'm super excited.
Let's get a shot of the.
Yeah, let's get to see you. Yeah, private events. It is our private events, isn't it, Nick?
Yeah.
My sister and her friends and my brother Jonathan are in the other room. But guys, this is the theater. Our own private theater. It's going to be lit, guys. I cannot wait. The chairs recline. We're at luxury cinema. I'm super excited. You can hear all the other rumbling in the other rooms of the other auditoriums, but finish him. I'm saying, I'm super excited, guys. I cannot wait. Literally, people said this movie was good. And I've just heard good things so far. I've been staying away from people's reviews and stuff, spoiler reviews. I've been staying away. I want to go in this my own, I want to have it my opinion going into this. I don't want anybody else's opinion sway my the way I was going to feel about the movie. So I just didn't I didn't really hear anything exactly, except some good things that people have said. I didn't hear any negative stuff because I've been staying off the web of people's reviews and stuff. But I've been hearing good things. I think it looks amazing. And even if people don't, if I like it and if people don't like it, it's whatever. Again, at the end of the day, it's your opinion on the way you feel about the movie. But I'm super excited, and it's such a cool thing that my sister rented out the theater for us. I'm just happy about that. We get to just have a blast, have a fun time without having to worry about other people, if you went into a thing. But look, reclined seat all the way back. But literally, though, I'm happy about that. We get to just be, have a blast. I kind of wish we would have done this, with all the other things, but we're actually doing it for a Marvel movie. We're going to do it for Black Widow. Bethany said she wants to do it, so.
Until last year.
What's that?
Private events weren't really a thing up until last year.
Yeah, well, they've always been a thing. It's just, but it was, I think it was a really expensive thing to do. But since, due to the COVID, a lot of people want to run out the theaters, which I understand why. So, my sister said she wants to run out the theater for Black Widow, which I'm super excited about. Hopefully that she actually does that, because I'm down to do that. I mean, we already have Disney Plus, yes, and we have to pay for it on Disney Plus, but I'd rather go to the theater and pay for it to see it in a private theater. so we might just do that. So, we have everything here. Yeah, we have a sound bar. She has one at her house. I have one at my house. We both have flat screens, but I'd rather go to the theater, rent it out, and just have a blast of a fun time. So, I don't know. We're not quite sure what we're going to do yet, but we have HBO Max too, but we wanted to come here and actually experience it in the theaters, especially because, my sister and my brother, Jonathan, are big Mortal Kombat fans, and I've become a fan, and so did my brother. But I have to end the video here real quick so I can go help my sister. So I'll be back in a sec. Peace. Hey everybody, it's Zach, aka Zach's Reviews. We are back again with another video, and guys, I just got back from Mortal Kombat. I did a little vlog leading up to this moment. This was an amazing day, for one. I am really, really happy I waited until Saturday to see this movie, even though it came out Friday in theaters and on HBO Max. I have HBO Max, but like I said earlier in the vlog, guys, I'm super happy I waited to see this on the big screen. And on top of that, I'm happy that we rented out the theater, because even though we got our shots, it's nice to, have that extra, level of protection, and just, being in the theater by yourself, you feel like you're at home almost, but, you get to, chill out and, and just be by yourself without having to worry about anybody else, sneezing or coughing in the theater, or, chomping too loud. It was just a really awesome, it was just an awesome experience to have the theater rented out, for us, and just to, watch the movie and have a blast. This movie was freaking phenomenal. I just want to say that. This movie was phenomenal. It was everything I thought it would be, everything I hoped for. The trailers did not steer us wrong, at least in my opinion. They smashed it. Everybody in this movie killed it, for sure. No doubt about it. And Louis Tan, you did an amazing job as Cool Young. And yeah, I'm sticking up for my bro. I'm sticking up for Cool Young. Cool Young's character in this movie is fire. Hands down. I like the arc. It makes sense. And for everybody out there that was hating on Cool Young, go somewhere else. Because I can't believe people were hating on this character just because Johnny Cage wasn't in it. People were like, oh, that's so stupid. Why couldn't they focus on Liu Kang, or focus on, or why couldn't it be why couldn't it be his origin, how they did it in the original Mortal Kombat movie? Or, oh, why'd they have to put in a new character when they could just put, Liu Cage in it, or Johnny Cage in it? Why'd they have to bring in a new character? How about, for instance, they brought in a new character so it would appeal to the new people coming into Mortal Kombat that don't know the lore, that do know the lore, do know a whole bunch of things. And it's that level of guarantee that you'll have new people wanting to join this universe if you're walking into a story from his point of view, of a new character's point of view, going into the world of Mortal Kombat, learning also about these other old characters that, Mortal Kombat fans know, but for even the people that don't know Mortal Kombat, we're learning about the old characters with going on the journey with the new characters. So there's a reason Cool Young is put in here, and there's a reason going into everything why he is the main character of the story, and I'm happy that he was. It just opens a world of multiple things, and this is a spoiler review. So if you haven't seen this movie yet, go watch the movie either on HBO Max or in theaters, and then come back here and watch this video. But again, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, put on those notifications, like this video, because we're about to go in deep of spoiler territory. So again, if you haven't watched it, bounce and then come back here. So this movie, literally, we start off with, Scorpion, but him and not a Scorpion yet. And we start off with Sub-Zero, but he's not Sub-Zero yet. They get their names later in the movie, as we know, because they didn't start off, of course, as Scorpion and, Sub-Zero. They started off with their other counterparts. So we end up seeing, essentially, Scorpion's family die. And that was a really harsh, emotional scene, seeing the backstory, as, all these other Mortal Kombat fans know the backstory of these characters. I knew of it because, I, of course, have been playing the games and stuff, and I knew it. But seeing it live action being played out, that was a heart-wrenching scene to see how his daughter and how his... because I'm assuming that was his, daughter, and I guess he had two daughters, or he had a son and a daughter, I'm not quite sure. But, seeing that play out, that was heart-wrenching, and to see how his daughter was the only one left, and at the end of everything, and to see him tear down, you see Scorpion tear down all of them, all of the clan members of Sub-Zero. That was insane to see that all play out. That was craziness. Like the action was phenomenal. It was gory. Nothing. They weren't holding back anything, and it was cool to see that all play out. Literally, like I was super happy to see all this play out, and that was the coolest opening sequence ever. And then we end up getting to the point where of course Sub-Zero gets a hold on Scorpion, ends up killing him, and he said, "Remember this face," and he ends up essentially dying, and Sub-Zero leaves. And he's crawling back because the mom and Scorpion's wife and child literally hid the baby girl in the floorboard, so she would survive. And literally, we end up seeing Scorpion literally crawling back to his daughter, because that's the only thing he knows he has left, because he hears the daughter crying, and he's trying, but he's just dying. And he dies, and we end up seeing his body go into flames, and he ends up going to, pretty much into the devil realm, essentially. And to see that all play out, that was just crazy to see that all happen. And we see Raiden. He ends up saving the child, and we end up learning more of the origins on how the bloodline of Scorpion continues on. And that was just crazy to see that all play out. And I kind of knew right away we would probably get some, Cole Young was, I guess, connected in some way. I knew that he would be connected to either Scorpion, or I didn't think he was going to be connected to Sub-Zero. I thought he was going to be connected to Scorpion from the trailer, how we saw, he's looking in the mirror, and then we see the moment where Scorpion shows up, and he's getting, flashes leading up to, the tournament of Mortal Kombat. And to see how it's literally essentially Infinity War almost, you're gathering all the warriors together to fight on Earthrealm to fight in Mortal Kombat. So that was cool to see everybody's build up almost, because we see Jax recruiting with Sonya, recruiting everybody, getting them ready for Mortal Kombat. And just to see Jax, Jax ends up finding Cole Young, and Cole Young is an MMA fighter, and to see him that is fighting in the MMA cage was fire. He's such a Lewis Tan in general is an awesome skilled fighter. I love him in Wu Assassin. Wu Assassin's a great show, so go watch it out. Shout out to Wu Assassin on Netflix, because that show is phenomenal. I wish it got a season 2. I really liked that show a lot. And he's just a beast. I'm happy he got this role. He was actually runner-up for, Shang-Chi, but of course he didn't get it. What's his name? What's his face? What's his name got it? I always forget his name. Simu Liu got it, and great for Simu Liu, but I'm happy that, of course, Lewis Tan got this great role as Cole Young, got his own origin. I'm really happy. I'm excited to see him in other Mortal Kombat movies going forward, because they're in talks of making more, because it's doing so good in the box office and smashing it around the globe. So but yeah, he was a beast in this, his character, and to see how Jax finds him, and he mentions his the mark of the dragon, and hear him say, "Oh, that's cool. Is that a tattoo?" after his match, because he's winning the match at first, and then he starts losing because he wasn't taking charge of the cage. So I love it how that's the main goal of it. Is you gotta take charge. You gotta make it your cage. Make it your fight, and that's pretty much the basis of the story. So we end up seeing that happen, and he's like, "Oh," and she's like, "No, he was it's a birthmark." He's like, "What?" Jax is like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, he was born with it." And then he called Sonya right away when Cole and his kid left. He calls Sonya and says, "Yeah, it's him. He has the mark of the dragon." And essentially, that's where it takes off. He ends up, meeting up with his wife. I think him and his wife are divorced. I couldn't they still are married, but she doesn't want to see him get hurt, so she ends up, not watching the match. But they meet up with the wife at this ice cream / burger joint, and they're eating ice cream, fries, and a whole bunch of things. And he is inside ordering food while she's outside eating her ice cream, his daughter. And then next thing you know, they send I always forget his name. What's his name? I forget the bad guy's name in the movie. I'm blanking. I don't have my iPad. It's downstairs. I forget his name. Why do I forget his name? I'll get back to it. If it comes to me, I'll let you guys know. But we essentially, he's telling, Sub-Zero to go down and kill the champions because we're not doing any Mortal Kombat. That's not happening. Literally, we won all the other times. We're not even gonna bother doing a combat this year, a tournament. We're just gonna go after all the the contesters, and we're just gonna kill them off, all the opponents, and that's pretty much what he's sent to do. And that was a cool sequence, seeing Sub-Zero walking down the street, making snow, putting it back up, and then making big-ass pieces of hail. It killed a man. It was the funniest thing, seeing it dropped on the dude, and he just went, the dude, just some random civilians. That was kind of funny to see that happen. Just the visuals of this movie were fire. 100%. The visuals of this movie were super fire, for sure. And to see that play out was cool. To see him, going in the mist and doing everything was cool, seeing Sub-Zero do that. And we ended up getting to the point where Sub-Zero corners, Jax and, Cole Young and his family. And he says, take the car, go find Sonya. I'm going to deal with him. And that's, of course, where Jax's arms get literally freaking obliterated. And this is their version on how Jax got his metal arms. His Wakandan arms, essentially. So that was cool to see that happen, but the fight with him and Sub-Zero was super cool, just to see that all play out, and to see freaking how Jax is like, I think he said, I did 4 tours or whatever, or something like that, and he's like, yeah, right, you have to hit harder than that to take me down, and to see them fight, and to see the moment where he just, obliterates Jax's arms, and then, kicks him off, or punches him off, and he just hits a column and just eats shit on the ground. I thought he was dead, for sure. But I was like, no, he's not, because we see the moment where he has the metal arms. I'm like, he's probably going to come back down the line, which, he does. So we end up getting to the point also where he does find Sonya, Cole Young, but he makes his family, he says, I need you guys to go somewhere safe. Well, because this is no joke. There's some crazy shit going on. He ends up finding Sonya. Sonya pretty much puts him on the ground and says, show me. And he's like, what? He's like, what? And she's like, your mark. And then he shows her the mark of the dragon. And it was so cool just to see her say, yeah, I'm Sonya Blade. I'm Sonya. And I just see these characters come to life. It was so badass. I was like, this is sick. This is just sick. I love it. I love this. I'm going to watch it again on HBO Max for sure. So I'm going to watch it after literally I'm reviewing this. I'm going to go watch it again because I love this movie. And then we see, she's talking, to Cole, yeah, he's like, because he sees the pictures, he's like, oh, you and Jax were special ops, huh? And she's like, where is Jax? And he's like, he stayed behind the fight. And she's like, oh, why isn't he answering? And shows him a whole room of all the information she's gathered on Mortal Kombat and the Mark of the Dragon. And seeing everything play out, she's telling him the lore and everything she knows, and that there's different realms, and this is Earth realm, and seeing it, her explaining everything to Cole Young, and Cole Young was like, did you make up the last part of, people fighting in Mortal Kombat, and they spelled mortal wrong, and it had me crying. I was like, that's the one thing he took out of everything. He's like, you spelled mortal wrong. They spelled mortal wrong, and that made me cry. And then we get into Kano, and I swear to God, he was so funny in this. I was crying every single time this man spoke any shit on any character. It was the funniest thing. The person that played Kano, you did a great job, man. I don't have, again, my iPad/computer to read off everybody's names. Of course, I know some people because I've watched other projects of them. But dude, you smashed it. And I mean, even though, of course, what I know what happened to you in this movie, I hope you do end up coming back, man. Because yeah, it was an unfortunate thing that happened to you, my guy. I mean, it needed to happen, but I like you enough that I know you'll probably come back at some point. But that was a funny dude. He was an asshole, but he was funny. Like the character in the game, he's an asshole, but he's funny. I like that a lot. He smashed it. And they, of course, are when it doesn't work out with Sub-Zero, him letting I guess Cole Young get away. Of course, Shang Tsung, that's his name. Oh my God, it was blowing my mind. Shang Tsung sends again. He sends Reptile to go deal with Cool Young and, Sonya and, of course, why am I forgetting? Kano. So seeing that fight sequence play out, and of course that's when we see the big moment in the trailer. Kano rips out Reptile's heart, pulls it back, and just rips it out, and says Kano wins. And that was such a cool moment. He's like, you fucking beauty. And just seeing that all play out, like we get the moments that we've seen in the trailers in the movie, and I'm happy that like they weren't there for the trailer and then they were gonna take them out in the movie, and they didn't give away all the good parts in the trailer. There was a ton of good parts in this damn movie that were hidden that were so cool. And then we get to go on the journey, of course, because we're at the point, because he's locked up. Kano, he's locked up, and Sonya literally despises him. And people thought in the trailer, oh my god, they're all buddy. No, they're not. She hates him, despises him, thinks he's low-life scum. But of course, he gets out because that's when, Reptile comes in, he uses his, like, acid saliva, and that's how he gets out and kills, Reptile. And he's like, he wants to leave, essentially, and he's like, I'm leaving. And the reason he got the mark of the dragon is because he killed somebody Sonya and Jax were trying to recruit to join Mortal Kombat, and that's how he got the mark of the dragon, and that's how he has his powers of his laser eye. So he's a piece of shit, and he has the mark of the dragon, but Sonya doesn't. She kind of like despises him for that you got it and you don't deserve it. You're a piece of crap still. Remember that, even if you got the mark of the dragon in the wrong way. And I love that. It's also like she's angry because, she knows she's good of heart, and, she wanted to, help out Earthrealm and do the right thing. And she's like, I can't believe you got it, you piece of crap, and you don't deserve it. And essentially, at the end of the movie, we know she's going to get her powers and, her special abilities. And we do see that happening, and that was really cool to see. But I love how, of course, they go on the journey. He's like, I've been there before. I've been to the temple of where, where you train. And he's like, oh, I've done mad dealings there. The worshippers I guess the monks wouldn't stop talking about it. And she's like, no one's ever seen this place, and no one's ever been there. And he's like, I have. And he's like, I'll see ya. And she's like, I'll pay you like $2 million. And he's like, 3, and we have a deal. And then he, of course, he's just talking mad shit and says, oh, you fucking garden gnome, because there's garden gnomes in there, and he spits a loogie on it. He's like, people find me attractive. And then, and then he just spits a loogie on the garden gnome, goes inside. And then Cole's like, are you really going to pay him $3 million? And she's like, no, you think I have that money? I'm living in a shit box like this. Like, it was funny, or a place like this. So I love the journey. That, of course, that's the, he has, connections, doing his arms dealing and stuff, Kano. He ends up getting a plane. They have to jump out the plane to get on the journey to get to the temple. And I love it because as they're on the journey there, and Kano, of course, has no clue where the fuck he's going. He's so confused. He's like, wait a second, is it there? He's flipping around the tracking device, or like, I guess the compass in a sense, or locator to find which way to go, and he's just failing. He's like, it's over this way, and wait a second, it's over that way. And then we see that beautiful shot of Liu Kang walking in the sun on his journey, and oh my god, Ludi Lin, I think that's his name. You smashed it. He's from Power Rangers, the movie. A lot of people didn't like it, but I loved him in Power Rangers, the movie. You're a beast, man. You're a beast. I don't know if I butchered your name. I'm sorry, bro, but I love you, man. I love you. You're a beast. You killed it as Liu Kang. I just can't wait. I just can't wait to see you. I can't wait to see you come back, man. I can't wait to see you come back. Shout out to everybody in this movie. If I can't, because again, I have my iPad, but shout out to you guys. You guys are the best. Literally. I can't wait to see you guys in the sequel. Again, share this video, guys, for people that, share this video. I want them to know that they smashed it. They smashed it. But literally, you killed it, man. Like, I literally felt like everybody killed it, and like they got took from the game and they were put here. So it literally felt like they were taken from the game. That's how good the acting was on portraying the characters. And he killed it. You were just the fighting sequences with him were awesome. They were badass. And just to see him oh god, I love it because he lights a fireball. Because, Kano thinks he's hot shit. He's like, wait a second. You step back, and he lights a fireball because he's like, trying to like start shit. Because he's like, who the hell are you? And it was funny. He's like, did you have just make a fucking fireball? And it was funny. He's like, can I do that? Like, is that what we're going to get? We're going to get powers? And it was so funny. Him, like, it's like, Kano's all hyped up. Am I going to get powers? Am I going to get abilities like fireballs? That's cool as shit. And it was so funny because, then you see Kano thinking about, what am I going to get? When am I going to do this? Like, let's just get to the point. And then we end up getting to the point where we get into the temple, and we end up, meeting everybody. We end up seeing that Jax is already there. He's getting worked on. We see how, Raiden is there, and of course, Liu Kang and, Kung Lao have always been there with Raiden. I guess Kung Lao was always there with Raiden, and, I guess they both found Liu Kang, and, he got the Mark of the Dragon, and he became who he, because he got it from somebody, and that's how he was able to get it. And just to hear the story on how he got it, that was very emotional, how he got his power, because I guess the guy that had it before him, I guess, liked to torture kids and shit, and that's how he got his power of the flame. And just to hear that all play out, that was cool to hear. It was really emotional, just everybody's story and everything. It was just very meaningful on how they all got into their inner chi and got their abilities. And it was cool to see everything play out. And then, we end up, of course, getting to the point where freaking Shang Tsung thinks he could pop up in this bitch with all of his cronies. And, with Melina and with, we end up getting Goro at one point. And he doesn't come in until, the very end, but Melina, and we see Cabal and all of them running up in this bitch thinking they're hot shit. And it was so cool to see Raiden do, yeah, like Thor, and say, you aren't getting past this force field. This is the rule. You don't just come in here all willy-nilly trying to kill us when that's not the rule of the game. You have to get your contesters ready, and we have to get our contesters ready, and we have to have Mortal Kombat. That's how it goes. And we're not supposed to interfere at all. And this man's been cheating Shang Tsung this entire time. Cheating like an asshole, thinking he can come in here and do this shit. And I love it when he tried running up in there. Here comes my boy. Well, yeah, here comes my boy, freaking, oh my god, what, Christ. I'm having a brain fart today. Kung Lao. My man Kung Lao came up in here and wrecked them. Literally, it was the funniest thing ever. He came in there, because he can teleport, came up out of the teleporting thing, threw his hat, and it was so cool, and he caught him on like this. And he's just a beast. The guy that played Kung Lao, you're a beast, man. Just seeing, everybody killed it. Everybody smashed it, for sure. And just seeing all these characters come to life, and, it's insane. The action was phenomenal. It just, everything I thought it would be, it was exactly what I wanted, and I got everything I wanted. And just seeing all this play out was phenomenal. And then we get to the point, of course, they end up leaving, because, everybody's there, and he's like, these are your champions. And he's like, this is pretty pathetic, that's what Shang Tsung said, and he said, you gotta leave. They left, and they said, you won't be able to have this force field forever, we're gonna come back. And they end up coming back, but the way they get in is from stupid freaking Kano. He lets them in there because, freaking Cabal makes a deal with him saying, oh, you can have anything you want, you can make this place into your freaking casino. You just have to join our side. And, he's, Kano has met Cabal before. They were, inner workings before, and he actually is the reason Cabal wears the mask and stuff. That's how it is. And just to see how he broke that staff that was keeping them out. And, of course, they're all training. Freaking Kano, pretty much unlocks his power, fighting, yelling and, starting shit with freaking, I guess they did this I don't know if they did this on purpose or not, but, they had every right to do it, but they were trying to get them ready, and none of them were unlocking their abilities. So, of course, Kung Lao and, Liu Kang were literally egging on Kano and all this bullshit. But Kano was an asshole saying some racist ass shit at the table. I was like, damn, you're a dickhead. And then they were like, he's like, oh, you twinkle toe, freaking, he says, you twinkle toe, and he's like, you kung pao, and, you see being a little dickhead. And just, I was like, wow, you're an asshole, man. I was like, you're coming in here, and they're about to whoop your ass. And he was like, yeah, get up, and I'll beat your ass. He's like, yeah. And they're about to whoop his ass. And it was so funny, because then he said, you hand me a fucking egg roll. And then that's when his, laser just went out. And then Kung Lao, of course, maneuvered it with his hat and bounced it away. But that's how he unlocked his ability. He's like, fucking lasers. I got fucking lasers. And I was like, shit, man. I was like, Christ. I'm like, this ass. And when he betrayed them, I'm like, of course he would betray them. He wants money. He's a dickhead. I was kind of having hope he would change, but I'm happy they kind of he's a dickhead. And, he got his comeuppance in the end. And seeing how, the big fight play out, but of course, Cole Young goes home because he can't unlock his abilities. And the one thing that, of course, makes him unlock his abilities when everybody is, fighting everybody, like, Liu Kang is fighting Cabal, freaking Melina is fighting Sonya, Jax is fighting, I forget that man's name with the hammer on the top of my head right now, but, they're all fighting everybody, and, Kung Lao is fighting, essentially, a bird-like creature. I'm not sure what her name is, but, he wrecks her shit. Like, he does one of his, like, original moves where he puts, like, his freaking, hat is literally a saw and saws this girl's, started from the head down to the chest all the way through, just saws right through. I'm like, dude, you're dead. That was a badass thing. He says, flawless victory. And I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. That's the shit. The shit. I'm like, okay, man. And literally, where everything is going to shit, and freaking, Cole Young ends up showing up in the end, essentially, when he does get his abilities, but everybody's getting their ass kicked, and then what happens is that Raiden comes in, and, like, he's trying to get everybody out of there, and before that happens, Kung Lao gets, he gets his soul sucked out by freaking Shang Tsung, and to see that happen, that was very sad. I'm like, wow, you just killed off a cool-ass character in the first fucking movie. That annoys the shit out of me, but there needs to be stakes on, Liu Kang really giving it to them and beating their ass. Hopefully, by the end of all this, I'm hoping we see Kung Lao come back. I'm hoping, I don't know what they'll do, because, freaking Shang Tsung just makes people into, like, zombie warriors, like, essentially. He, like, makes them as, like, they're his slaves. And just to see if they're gonna, because, that happens to Liu Kang in MK11, that happens to him, and it doesn't happen I think, yeah, it happens to Kung Lao too. It happened to both of them. Like, they like, it happened to both of them, but then it happened to one of them or whatever. Because I guess, like, it was them from the future, both of them, but then it didn't, I think it never happened to Kung Lao. I think it only happened to Liu Kang. So I'm wondering to know what's gonna happen with, Kung Lao's character going forward. But, he made a sacrifice to get, so, everybody could get out of there. Because, he would put his life on the line. Him and Liu Kang would put their lives on the line to save Earthrealm. And just to see that play out was really intense. And I always said, he says the Raiden. He said, I thought, we were all going to die together. And that's what we said. And he's like, I'm sorry. And then just to see, they pretty much said, like, Liu Kang's like, we're not going to win without Kung Lao. It's impossible to win. It's over. And of course, Kung Young's like, it's not over. We can make it our own. We can make them fight on our turf, our way. They don't want a tournament. We're going to give them a tournament. We're going to make them fight in our tournament. And to see him take, just, give the most motivational speech, go in there like a badass, and take everybody on with everybody else as a team, that was cool to see that all play out. And just to see how, Sonya wanted to fight fight Melina so bad again, but Cole was like, no, you need to go fight, you need to go fight Kano, because I know you can beat him. And of course, Cole Young is fighting Melina, Liu Kang is fighting Cabal, and Jax is fighting the guy with the hammer. And of course, Raiden's chilling out because he can't be involved, even though, he's following the rules. But of course, Shang Tsung's a little piece of shit, and he's not following the rules at all. I mean, you might as well. I love how, but at the end of the day, I love this about freaking Raiden in a second. But, everybody's fighting their opponents and stuff. By the way, right when, Cole gets his powers, when everything's going to shit for everybody else, before this final battle, Goro goes after Cole Young and his family, and then that's when Cole Young unlocks his vibranium powers. He has, like, a vibranium, like, chest, and is able to, like, take hits and then disperse the energy like Black Panther. And people don't like that, but I like that. There's a reason that he's able to have those powers. They go into it a little bit. And that was just cool to see. And and he literally wrecked Goro's shit. Goro, my man's ate crap. And it was so funny. People are gonna be annoyed about that. Oh my god, Cole Young destroyed Goro. What? It should have been like Liu Kang or it should have been Kung Lao or any of them. That's not fair. Get over yourself. Essentially, just get over yourself. But just it was just fire. It was fire. He was a beast. There's a reason he's a beast. That's just how it is. There's a reason. His story makes sense. And just he's literally he's the bloodline of Scorpion. It's gonna make sense why he's the most badass. Makes sense. And like it's not just because of that. It's just his story has meaning of everything and why he's doing what he's doing, why he's fighting for what he's fighting for. And I just love that. There's a cool moment. Of course, we're at the final battles where everybody's fighting everybody, and of course, Sonya gets her powers by beating Kano's ass. And beats his ass by literally stabbing him throughout, popping up through the floorboard, stabbing him, throws a chemical, it busts out his eye. Next thing you know, they bust out the window, and the same gnome he spit on, the garden gnome, she picks it up and stabs him in the eye with it, and he's dead. And then she gets the mark of the dragon, and she gets her powers. She gets these rings, these purple rings that shoot out like purple ring blasts, and makes a big-ass gaping hole in Melina to help Cole Young out, because at the point where Melina's just bouncing around and she's just irritated because, freaking Liu Kang just his dragon, he made the dragon and ate, freaking Cabal, ate them, turned them on, ate them, made them on fire, and he just, went on his knees and fell over, dead, destroyed. And she's upset about that, she's angry, she opened up her jaw, and people were angry. And, in the original trailer, that, oh my god, it looks like she just has messed up teeth and, blood, a big scar like Joker. Why isn't her mouth open, all the way? They were, people are ahead of the jump. You don't know what they're going to do in the movie. Why are you complaining? You don't know. So, go into the movie, watch the movie, and then you could say what you want to say. But just seeing something and be like, oh, this, that. Go into the movie first, and then, before you hate a character like Cole Young, before you are like, oh, that's not fair what they did to Melina, go watch the movie, and you'll see the teeth opening and stuff, you know what I mean? Give it a second. And to see that was awesome, but of course she dies by, Sonya, because Sonya wants to kill her, that teethless bitch, and she does, puts a big asshole in her, pretty much in her chest, and we get to the point, of course, where Sub-Zero is pretty much goes to, Cole Young's house, freezes his family in the MMA cage where he fought in the first place, and that's where the final battle was taking place between Sub-Zero and Cole Young, and then we end up seeing Scorpion up in this bitch, and this is when he appears as Scorpion. And seeing it, that was such a sick-ass scene, where they're fighting, Cole and, Sub-Zero, and Scorpion comes up in this bitch, puts his freaking chain in his freaking, his chain knife in Sub-Zero, and says, get over here, and then yanks him, and starts kicking his ass and going to town on him. That was such a cool scene to see. And just seeing the final act of where, Cole and, Scorpion are going in on Sub-Zero. That was just a whole cool ass fight sequence. And it really meant a lot. And he says, at the point where, they both, rip the shit off of Sub-Zero's mask. And he, takes it off and takes off his, his cowl. And, it's a final battle between him and, Scorpion. And he tells him, I'm no longer what I was before. I am Scorpion. And I love that. That was such a cool line. And to see him do his fatality and use the fire breath of the Hell Demons on him, that was sick shit to see that all play out. That was literally the coolest shit. And by the way, guys, my sister just called me, so that's why I'm connecting this real quick. But literally, that was the coolest shit, is when he uses his fire breath, his fatality from the game, and just is wrecking a Sub-Zero shit, and he just is fried, laying on the ground. And of course, he says, protects my bloodline. He says that to Cole Young. He disappears, and then there comes Shang Tsung. But I love it. Before, Shang Tsung pops up, we see Raiden come in after, Scorpion leaves. We see Raiden, we see Liu Kang, we see, I think Jax is there at the time. We see Sonya, and they're all standing there. And he's like, you think this is over? You think since you, killed them, I can't, resurrect them in a sense? And he's like, you think that I won't send more? I won't send people next time. I will send armies. And he's like, you need to leave now. And he says, oh, and then he just, Raiden makes him leave. And he says, he says that, cool, he's like, I'm impressed. And he says, he's like, yeah, we won now, but there will be more coming after us. We need to be ready. And of course, he's like, Raiden's like, we need to recruit the next, we need to recruit the next warriors for the next Mortal Kombat. And of course, we get, to the point where, Cole Young is packing up all of his shit in the MMA place.
and he's like, his I guess the person that set him up with the matches and stuff is like, hey, where you going? He's like, I'm done. He's like, where you heading? He's like, Hollywood. And he's like, why are you going to Hollywood? He's like, there's a reason. And then next thing you know, we see Johnny Cage's thing. Right when he said Hollywood, I'm like, we're getting Johnny Cage, guys. We're getting Johnny Cage. And then we see the poster where it says like something Cage. Dude, again, you guys jumped on the gun so quickly. Everybody that was hating on like the smallest things. If this doesn't teach you, you need to wait until you watch the movie before you just judge people, like their characters, or you judge or whatever. Watch the movie. Because now we're getting Johnny Cage, guys. For everybody hating on Cole Young, we're getting Johnny Cage in the next movie. Things play out for a reason. Chill out. Like, I mean, I just don't get it. It's like, I'm like, it is what it is. I mean, again, this is my opinion at the end of the day, but like, I mean, like, of course they're going to give you guys what you guys want. Like people that are Mortal Kombat fans, they're going to like give you the fan service. They're going to give you the characters that you want, but but they're doing it in the way they're telling their story. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you have to listen to them and wait and to actually see the story to see how all is going to play out. And of course, I'm going to hear a whole bunch of people again hating on Cole Young. How is he able to beat Goro? Or why is he the main character? Or he ruined the movie. There wasn't enough time for everybody else. Dude, stop hating on him. Honestly, stop hating on the character. Like, I don't get the point. And it made sense why they did what they did. And people are telling me that, Warner Bros. Wanted Cole Young in there. They weren't going to do him, but like they wanted him in there. I'm going to be honest, I don't think it was Warner Bros. The director and all of them seem happy that they brought in a new character like Cole Young. And to be honest, it was a smart move. Because I'm going to be honest, if it didn't have Cole Young in there, I wouldn't have been really, I would have been interested in seeing it still, but I wouldn't have been, interested in learning more about him, learning more why he is, why he was chosen, why all this stuff, all these things. Like, that was a big mystery moment about that character of the trailer that I bet you that's a lot of the reason why people wanted to see this movie. And I bet you people aren't happy about that. Like, why couldn't you just see it because it's Mortal Kombat? Like, they want to bring in new people, and this was a smart way to do it. Like there's no question about it. It was a smart way to bring in new fans of Mortal Kombat. And he was an amazing character, and I'm excited to see what he's going to bring in the next movie. And, I'm just happy. I'm happy about this movie. I'm going to watch it 10 million times. I'm going to get the Blu-ray, of course. And, I'm going to get the poster because I'm talking to somebody that I know that works at a theater if I could get a poster. Because I get a lot of my posters in my room are actually theoretical posters I get from the theaters. So, so maybe I'll do a video on that on what movie poster I actually got from the theaters. And usually they're not allowed to give them away, but I got some connections with that a little bit. So I'm going to get my Mortal Kombat poster, and of course, I'll probably, I'll show you guys when I get it. I'm actually probably going to go call them today and see if I can pick it up today because they had some stuff. So, but yeah, guys, if you haven't seen this movie yet, go watch this movie. It was a 10 out of 10. I definitely recommend it. I can't wait to see where they go with all these other characters, whether it be prequels or sequels or anything. I'm totally there for it. If you can run out of the theater, go run out of the theater for yourself because, it was actually a smart move. I think on my sister's behalf that she actually decided to do that because I enjoyed it a lot more than I would see it with other people. It was a safer way, and I liked it more. So if you could do that, do that. If you have HBO Max, go watch it on HBO Max. But I mean, if you're wondering, should I watch it on HBO Max or watch it in the theaters? I recommend go seeing it in the theaters. But it's at the end of the day. What do you think is more safer, renting out the theater, watching it at home, or seeing it with other people? It totally depends on how you feel of your safety. So, of course, do what you feel comfortable with the most. But I hope you guys enjoyed this movie. I hope you guys enjoyed my review. I can't wait to hear from you guys in the comments down below on what you guys thought about the characters, the actors portraying the characters, what you thought about, the CGI, what you guys think about the story, what you guys think about Cole Young. I'm really curious to what you guys think about Cole Young because I feel like that's all anybody's hating about is Cole Young, and it's really pissing me off that people just hang on this character for no freaking reason. It makes sense why they put him in the movie. It just makes sense. So I'm really interested, of course, to know what you guys think about just everything about Mortal Kombat, the movie. So I'm going to end this video here. I hope everybody has a great day, a safe day. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.